Alright, welcome to our review. Jaden, just start us off.
We saw Alita, and I'm really sick.
And by the way, so don't be mad at us. Please don't be mad. Tristan, you want to tell him?
So we didn't actually make the screening of Alita.
Did you guys not actually see it?
We went and saw
Isn't It Romantic?
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, we
So
did.
you guys didn't actually see Alita?
It was actually pretty good.
Yeah, it was
Rebel
probably
Wilson
fun.
plays this.
She
just
plays this
really...
AI robot with giant eyes. Oh, we're talking about
we're talking about
Rebel Wilson.
Yeah, Rebel Wilson.
No, we're actually kidding. So what we did is we watched the first half of Alita and then walked into the second half of Isn't It Romantic? And
true?
so we only saw 2 parts of each movie. That's the truth.
Surprisingly interesting.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
It really
So you guys
It was an
started
interesting experience.
one way and
Like the fact, like
ended on
randomly there was this robot, and then halfway through, like Rebel Wilson starts making out with Liam Hemsworth. It was quite interesting.
You guys lying?
Do you want the honest truth?
I just want to review a movie.
Okay, so we did see Alita,
Okay.
and but we saw Isn't It Romantic, or like right after.
So you saw
Like,
both?
yeah.
Oh, thank God.
So well, yeah, okay. So we're here to talk about Alita, and you first, Jaden.
Wait, I want to hear.
Oh.
Just say if Isn't It Romantic good or not.
Tristan and I will probably talk about Isn't It Romantic later, but yes, Isn't It Romantic is really good. So.
It's okay.
Okay.
All right, we'll talk about it.
Anyways,
It's better than La La Land. Yeah.
It definitely is
What'd
better
you-
than La La Land.
What did you guys think of Alita?
Tristan, you go first. You're our guest. What did you think of Alita?
What did I think of Alita? A lot better than expected. I was kind of thinking it'd be kind of another like Avatar ripoff or something like that, where it would just kind of not play out too well. But
Like be about the Native Americans
yeah, but not really.
with like a 9/11 reference as well for some reason.
You guys like
Yeah.
Spy Kids 3?
Freaking.
Did anybody
no.
else think of Spy Kids 3 during that movie?
I spotted. I thought.
I'm a little bit, I guess.
So,
I thought of
Okay.
like
Well, anyways,
just Spy Kids in general. I'm not sure.
I like this movie a lot.
All right.
Is that
You liked it a lot?
Yeah, I liked it a lot.
I liked it a lot too. So
I
that's
thought it was
our
really fun.
general opinions. All 3 of us liked it a lot,
Yeah,
right? Yeah. It was really good. All right.
There were parts of it that
So
I
why
was
did
like,
you think of Spy Kids 3?
Because it's very much like Spy Kids 3, the whole
Like what?
arena thing.
Oh,
the,
and like the racing
the
around.
racing.
I think I
and
made
trying
that
to kill
joke
each other.
when that part came out. I was like, "Oh, this is Spy Kids 3."
And then they leave the arena in the middle of it.
Yeah. No, yeah.
Is that Spy Kids 3 or
it's
is that
very-
just Tron?
I think that's both.
That's-
I think like if there's gonna be some kind of game in a movie, you don't finish the game, then you have to go off course.
Yeah, I think this movie's really unexpectedly good.
Yeah. I didn't know what I expected. I was kind of just it was one of those movies where I was just entertained and enjoying myself the entire time because of like the whole like anime aesthetic that it had and like the whole anime feel that it had.
Well,
I was just kind of like it's
a
based on a
remake
manga.
of an anime, yeah.
Yeah.
Off of a
Off of a manga, yeah. I think it was supposed to be like more true to the manga though, huh? Isn't that true?
So.
Yeah, I think it was mainly based on the manga. But I was kind of just so stoked the whole time that like I was actually getting a movie like that like the whole time I was like they're not making movies like this. The movies don't feel like this at all. Like,
especially like an anime live action remake.
yeah, because I think a lot of people when they try and do like any kind of
Ghost in the Shell. I haven't seen it, but I heard.
oh
about
yeah,
it.
like anytime they try and do like an anime type movie or a movie based off an anime, they miss the point because people think anime is just over dramatic and really cringe, but really anime is about like, well, you'd know more than either of us because you know you're like a weeb.
Yeah, but I'm not going into this right now.
Okay, it's like anime is more about like the composition and editing. So that's like what this movie had. Like the composition, the feel, and the production design felt more like something I really wanted out of this movie.
There were parts of it that I thought were a little cheesy and corny, and
For sure.
but
Like what?
overall,
Because some of those parts that were cheesy got me really hyped.
Yes, kind of same, but yeah, go
Like
on.
the hurrah moments got me so stoked.
Oh, those were cool.
well, I thought
What do
the
you mean?
whole romance was a little corny for me, and like,
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah.
I don't know, and then I just really didn't like the guy or like the whole. I
Oh,
thought
John,
it was weird
This is
that
playing the wrong way.
Thank you, Jaden. Can I go on?
may I?
Yes,
Thank you.
you can. May I?
May I have this dance?
There you go on.
I thought it was just weird that like basically he dies twice in that movie.
Oh yeah.
Someone brought it up
Yeah.
after we saw that. We're just like,
Yeah. Spoilers.
Well, sorry. So yeah, spoilers. I thought that scene was just like pretty morbid. Like when they walk out the church and she's got his head. And
Holding his head, yeah.
Yeah, just underneath the jacket.
Yeah.
Like,
This freaking Robert Rodriguez like young clone. Yeah, the romance didn't work, but only because, and a few people we saw it with agreed, and I said this halfway through, it was the visual equivalent the whole time I was watching it, and the way it felt was like, it was like some freshman in high school who had never had a boyfriend before, who's just been going to church and homeschooled her whole life, meets her like first kind of like bad boy who really likes her, and this guy's like a college freshman, and he just starts going out with her. That's what it felt like. It was just very, it wasn't even like it didn't work. I was just like kind of uncomfortable. I was like, this guy's like hitting on a child.
Yeah.
Like she's like a child.
She has no memories.
Super naive.
It's like the first guy she meets too. It's just like, oh, I met this like boy and he wears a leather jacket, you know. He takes me on motorcycles.
But imagine this, like, she could also like rip him in half at any given moment.
Yeah, that's true, huh?
And
Yeah.
I think they make that joke.
I
They
bet
do.
she really wanted to, yeah. You
He
will.
says a lot of guys would be intimidated by you because
Yeah.
you can rip my arm off.
Anytime like an android was on screen, anytime like someone like the lady with like the sword hands and just like the hook hands and everything like that was sick.
Gross you out?
Yeah, it was sick.
The
I loved
spider
it.
lady?
The spider lady, that was awesome. I like just the way all the hunter killers look and everything. That was dope. And like anytime someone died, yeah, it was like kind of morbid. It was like I was so excited the whole
Yeah,
time.
there's that one. There's a like good amount of morbid scenes, like the
Yeah, it's
one
really
guy from Bumblebee where he just like gets like sliced in half out of nowhere.
Oh yeah, that was
That was
sick.
like what the.
Yeah, I was like, there were multiple like parts of the movie where I was like, holy shit, like that guy just got cut in half.
Yeah, out of nowhere.
And it's PG-13, right? So
Yeah.
it's like they couldn't show much, but they definitely showed as much as they could. Like they had an F-bomb in there.
Did you guys notice that? Because
No,
the
that
movie,
was in the other movie. I don't think they had one in Alita.
yeah, they did.
Yeah, they had one. She says,
They had the
fuck
big-
your mercy.
Yeah, you don't remember that?
Sorry,
And
mom
she,
and dad.
She
Alright.
sticks her hand in his eye.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That scene's awesome.
Did you
Go
guys
on.
notice how this movie? You know how this movie takes place like 500 years in the future.
Yeah,
Did you guys notice the like?
the 26th Century Fox thing?
No,
I know.
that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Did you guys notice the wardrobe of just like background people?
Not entirely.
They're just wearing like regular polos. I saw this guy wearing a regular polo, just like a dad hat, and he had like those sandals on, like those strap sandals.
He was just
I was
dressed
like,
a
this is
normal guy.
500 years later, and he's dressing like an early 2000s dad.
Oh yeah, I was looking at a lot, but mainly just like I think, like it was like the stuff that we're driving around on, like all the little like motorcycle cars or whatever.
all
Like
the PI
yeah,
and
like
stuff.
that stuff was sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, like everything about it was.
Robert Rodriguez hasn't had a good movie in a while, has he?
Well, he like like he stuck to making kids movies, and if you're gonna make like
It's funny. It's
if you're
funny
gonna
that he
make,
makes
like, half a
kids
minute,
movies, and then he makes Machete
Yeah.
and Sin City.
and those kids movies are dope. Spy Kids is freaking amazing. I love those movies. Like Robert Rodriguez is just like, how much cool stuff can I put in one movie? Like that's what Spy Kids is. It's just how much cool shit can I put in this kids movie? Like when
That
I
would
was a
get
kid,
kids
when I was a
hyped.
kid
Yeah.
watching Spy Kids, that was the most exciting thing on the planet. I thought I was so hyped.
Yeah.
And so this movie's kind of the same thing. It's just so cool from beginning to end.
I feel like we should talk about, what everyone either says they love or they hate, which is the eyes. What are your thoughts?
Oh, her eyes?
Yeah.
I thought she was entirely CGI, right? Like her face.
Yeah, she was all like motion capture and stuff.
I thought it looked really good. I mean, the eyes are obviously fake, but like, just like her lips and stuff looked pretty good in my opinion.
Yeah, she looked amazing the whole movie. I had no issue. Like that's a real.
I didn't find it distracting.
That is a very well human achievement. Like she looked amazing.
And I mean, like everyone, I felt like also complained like, well, she's the only one that looks like that in the whole movie, and like I feel like show other people.
Dude, the only thing that bugged me about her at all is how she kept like sitting like a freaking owl on things, like getting on top of someone's table and talking. Like if I just sat on this table right now as an owl, I was like, can he get off my table, please?
Like Spider-Man.
Yeah, she just kept doing that over and over again. She goes in the guy's room when he's shirtless, and she's just sitting in the window, just freaking biting her lip. Ugh. Yeah, I didn't like that one bit. Some people are having I don't think this movie's getting like the best reviews from like critics. Like everyone keeps talking about
Really?
like, yeah, like
I seriously thought this movie was really rad.
I think this movie was really good. And I was confused because I heard a few reviews before I saw it that kind of just said like, yeah, there's just issues with the story, but they didn't point any of them out. I don't know, like that didn't bother me. Like I guess I could say like there's a lot that happens and a lot needs to happen, and so like they're on like the whole like crappy city for so long, and so when I was watching it, I kept thinking like there's like a lot more that like needs to happen, right? Like they still have this whole bad guy to fight and everything, and it wasn't like because of the love story, it wasn't like moving. There wasn't like a lot of momentum. But, like I don't know, like that didn't bother me. I thought I was just supposed to be like, watching this story. Like I figured they were just gonna try and be like a whole trilogy or something. But that's what a lot of people are complaining about.
A second one?
There's supposed to be a second one. Yeah, it, like leads off.
Yeah.
Like she's supposed to go to the big other city and
Yeah.
like do shit.
Did you guys notice that the villain
It was
that you see
Mahershala
at
Ali.
the very end is
Is
Edward
it?
Norton?
I thought it just looked like him.
I'm pretty sure it was, but I couldn't find him in like the credits. He
I don't-
wasn't in the credits. I was looking for
Maybe
his
he's
name.
not then.
Another
But
guy
it
we saw it
totally
with
looked like
thought that
Edward
it looked like Edward Norton.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, Edward Norton. If you're watching this,
Please let us.
let
know.
us know if that's you, because that was confusing.
Let us
as
know
hell.
if you're one of our 2 viewers.
And then the other 200 that for some reason watched their solo review.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you like all the stuff with the, what are they called? Like her robot species? What are they called?
The
The
URMs, the
URMs. URMs, the United Republic.
They're
of
ERMs.
Mars, the ERMs.
Yeah, that was cool. Like all the
Like
all like the
flashbacks.
backstory
They
stuff
all
was
have
really
big
dope.
eyes.
Yeah, that was sick.
That's what I was trying to say.
The,
earlier, they all have.
The one like commander girl when it does the flashbacks reminded me of the girl in Ready Player One
That's what I was gonna say. Like all
with the
the
spiky weird pink
Yeah.
spiky hair.
Like-
I don't. What's up with that?
no one really gave much like, as far as I remember, like much. Like they didn't like complain too much about Ready Player One when like that came out, but all those characters look pretty much identical. Even in the game world, like they have the giant eyes and whatnot.
Most of the time when I hear complaints about Ready Player One, it's almost entirely like something that doesn't really make sense. But I see what you're saying. That was just my little thing about Ready Player One. Ready Player One's just good. No, this was I was thinking of Ready Player One when we were watching
I
this
did
because
too,
like
yeah.
Ready Player One kind of had the same feeling of like I was just I was just really entertained the whole time, and like just because I was stoked about the way the movie looked and like just the world, like oh VR, like video games, look at all this video game stuff, like that was just cool. As this one was kind of the same thing. I was just kind of living in it.
Yeah.
Like that's the best compliment I can give it is like everything was just really cool looking and everything was super sick and all the action was really good and like there wasn't too much action, like all the action was like really well executed, so like I don't know, I was just like I was stoked. I think the only thing is like maybe in like the last like 5 minutes, I didn't feel like there was like an actual climax to the movie. Like the most tense and most exciting parts of the movie are like halfway through. Like there's a scene in like half like where they're fighting in the bar, which is really awesome, and she like her body gets destroyed, and
Yeah.
that was really cool because I just thought like I don't know how she's gonna get out of this. Like I don't know how this is intense, and that's like the most tense part of the whole movie. Like that like kind of felt like the end of the movie, and then the actual end of the movie is just kind of like an emotional love scene. Which, by the way, and I really hate to say this, that was uncomfortable.
It's a little extreme.
I had
She's
this.
like, oh, I'll just give you my heart.
I talked to this guy who was
She
like,
pulls out her heart.
I talked to this guy who saw the movie. And he was like, yeah, it was a little Phantom Menace-y. I hate to say it.
What was it? What was that line? Does it bother you that I'm not a human? You're the most human I've ever like.
You're the most human person I've ever met. Yeah. I really hate to say it, but like the whole movie I was kind of thinking like I kind of hope her love interest guy, because he wasn't working for me at all, and so I was thinking the whole time like I kind of hope he dies. Like I hope they kill him, because that'd be really unexpected, but that would make me happy. And so spoiler alert, but like he dies, and I was really happy.
I thought both death scenes were stupid for him.
Yeah.
The first one is just like they just have his like lifeless head like in her jacket, and then the second time it's just like
it's
his also
fault.
pretty like dumb. It's just like him like in slow motion jumping, and like if this was in any other movie, this would be so like horrifying. But his like body just gets like chopped
Yeah,
up
his
by
body
these
gets
like
ripped apart.
rings.
Which,
and,
by the way,
like,
that's all his fault. Like, why did you do that? You go up this like, if I see this giant tube and I have nothing to protect me, like if I trip and like slip one way, I'm done. And he just goes for it.
He's got a nice armored body.
I wasn't armored enough.
Not even.
Yeah, I feel like
Though when he got into that body, that's when I was like, "This is Spy Kids." Like,
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
Is like,
Oh,
that's
yeah,
it.
he totally
He
looks like
looks
it.
like you know the.
Oh yeah, dude.
I almost felt like this probably would have worked. Like any kind of romance would have worked better if it just kind of did the normal movie thing, like in Bumblebee, which was the romance. Like the interest is kind of set up, but they don't even like end up together till the very, very end. Like there's not even like a moment where they hold hands or kiss until the very, very end. Because like when they're already together, it's like halfway through the movie they already kiss. So it's like, all right, well that happened. Now we're here. It's like, I don't know. I was just like watching them get to know each other and do like this normal romance, but you got to keep it interesting. So they're like kind of together the whole movie, and like at that point, that point it gets a little boring.
I agree and disagree. Like, because I feel like a lot of movies will have them get in the romance either early or mid on in the movie, but then something will happen typically where they split, and then at some point towards the end, that's when they get back together. This didn't really have that. The closest they got to that was like she finds out that he's like a shitty person kind of, and she more or less like doesn't care. Like she gets a little bit upset, and then I think that's actually when she chops his head off, and like you could say like that was punishment enough.
She just goes, "You only like me for my anime eyes." Yeah. All right. Do you have anything else to add?
No.
Alright, bye, Jaden.
Bye, Jaden.
Good luck to you.
Good morning, beautiful. Last night was amazing.
I don't think we actually did anything. It just cut to the next morning.
What?
Just get back here.
Okay. Good morning, beautiful. Last night was amazing. Natalie,
So, Tristan and I very much recommend Alita. Right? You recommend it?
I think it was really good.
Yeah.
I'd give it a 4 out of 5 Tristans.
I give it a, 12 out of whatever else is left of that number, John's. What'd you think of Isn't It Romantic?
Isn't it romantic? It was good. I liked it. I thought it was, again, a movie that was better than I thought it would be. I was kind of expecting something a lot cheesier, a lot cornier, and
Pretty shitty.
yeah, and I was pleasantly surprised, to say the least.
Yeah, I only saw the trailer and I was actually pretty excited, but I thought like, oh, they probably showed all the good parts in the trailer. And then even in like the first 10 minutes before she gets to the whole romantic comedy world, it's hilarious. It's still hilarious. Like every scene is funny. Like it's ridiculous because like I've grown up with romantic comedies. I love them. So like every single scene, like I knew what they were referencing, like I know what they were parodying, and it's so perfect. And do you remember the scene? This is, to me, like the funniest scene in the movie, and I was like laughing for 5 minutes to myself, and I don't think the rest of the theater laughed. Is when they meet up in the coffee shop, and so Rebel Wilson is with Liam Hemsworth, and then Adam Devine is with his girl, and they're getting along. And Rebel Wilson points out that Adam Devine's girl and Liam Hemsworth are really hitting it off. So like, wow, you guys are really compatible. Maybe we should switch. And it's just dead silent because she's super straight up. That was the funniest thing. It's super uncomfortable. Yeah. But you said something good about interesting about the movie. Like I don't know. Keep talking. Adam Devine and Rebel Wilson's like chemistry.
Oh yeah, I don't know. I feel like Adam Devine and Rebel Wilson have always had good chemistry ever since like I think they first started doing stuff in. Even before Pitch Perfect, I think they were in Workaholics together.
Oh, were they?
Yeah,
I'd never seen any Workaholics.
Yeah, well, Workaholics is how like he got his claim to fame, and it's actually really funny if you've never watched it. And I think she was in an episode with them. I think they all played like juggalos together, basically. And I think that's where they met. And yeah, and then they were in Pitch Perfect together, which I mean, movie is what it is, but their parts are at least funny. So. But yeah, they did do really good together in this movie. It's a
like
combination.
I would probably, I don't know who not to recommend this movie to. I think it's hilarious. Like if you like romantic comedies, especially. Like I was thinking of my sisters the whole time because my sisters love movies like
really like this.
Yeah, my mom, my sister, like this is totally the kind of movie like we would watch. Like the scene where Liam Hemsworth is like on the phone with the kid, does this like goes, oh sorry, it's my dad, and then he goes and walks away, and he's like, it just cuts back to him, and he's doing this weird thing. He's like kicking the plant. It's so weird. It's amazing. And it actually like this movie actually looked gorgeous.
Yeah.
Like some of the shots was like, what, that looks like La La Land. Like this looks beautiful.
Yeah, I like the I don't know, the transition from when it looks like kind of shithole New York basically to like really nice and pretty New York, which is like not how it looks at all.
Yeah, exactly. Well, even interesting when it was shithole New York, if you notice a lot of the background, like it still looked like kind of a musical. Like everyone was wearing a lot of like bright colors and there was like cool things. It was just like super massive, and then but again like they also looked really trashy. Like it was really good production design. Like everything was really spot on. Yeah. I don't think I've ever been this entertained by a movie in a long time.
Well, that's a little weird, but
I just not find movies entertaining. No, this is I know you don't like La La Land.
But this is my La La Land.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah, this movie's better than La La Land. Even the musical numbers, there's like 2 musical numbers, and it's fantastic.
Yeah. Go see Isn't It Romantic? It's a lot better than La La Land. You heard it from me first.
Yeah, see Isn't It Romantic? It's hilarious.
Oscar worthy.
10 out of 10.
Okay, bye.